Hey, folks, I'm here with Lee Dickson from Sanctuary Cities for the Unborn. And Mark, you were here that morning, weren't you?
I was.
The 20, what was the date now? 24, June 24, infamous date now, 2022. You were here right in front of the U.S. Supreme Court on these steps when the decision came down. I want to get your impressions of that moment. I've seen some video. I missed it by one day, dang it. But, we were in Columbus with our team. We got to celebrate together as well. So we had our moment together. What was it like to be here, man?
It was incredible. And just like at the Dobbs hearing, we outnumbered them, I think, 3-1 at least. That the community here was strong. People were celebrating. There was dancing in the streets.
As there should be. I mean, this is a huge, huge thing. And to understand the gravity of this, I mean, we're looking at 49 years of Roe, but it's bigger than that. I mean, we're talking about a paradigm shift in American democracy, really, where the attempts are being taken, thank God, by this court to return power back to the people, not unelected judges, not the Congress of the United States, which are mostly made up of a bunch of elitists who don't represent the people. You're on the ground with the Sanctuary Cities for the Unborn initiative, and you talk about public opinion. You talk about public policy at the local level. Tell me what this means for that initiative.
Well, we're going to keep on going. Obviously, this decision did not outlaw abortion coast to coast, and so we've got to keep on keeping on. Right. That there are several cities out there and states that we're very interested in. We're not going to stop in Texas. There's interest right now from a council member in Amarillo, Texas. And hey, if they want to pass an ordinance, there are things in these ordinances that aren't covered in state law. And so we know that illegal abortions happened prior to Roe v. Wade. And so we want to put as many tools in the hands of the people as possible, even in states with total bans.
Well, what's interesting here is we are already seeing states coming online, making abortion illegal, heartbeat bills being enforced. That's going to happen in a lot of red states. But in some blue states, right, where you have abortion still legal, a local city can pass an ordinance, right? I mean, I know you're working mostly in the red states. Explain the strategy of the Sanctuary Cities for the Unborn initiative and why now it's more important than ever.
Absolutely. Well, right now, look at Nebraska, for instance. Nebraska is a divided state, not completely red, has a blue dot, but we're seeing Lincoln, Nebraska has made some horrible decisions. People rose up and kicked back some on some of the horrible decisions their council made, but people have to get involved at the local level. They have to pay attention to their mayor, city council, school board is, because that's the avenues that this kind of thinking comes in that liberalizes their cities. Yeah. And so it is important for cities to stand up. We need to see action in Nebraska. We need to see action from the point of conception in Iowa. We need to see action in Florida. And these states right now, Florida is not protected. Nebraska is not protected. And we've got to see action there. We also have to see action in Colorado. Colorado State has passed a law that forbids cities from passing ordinances outlawing abortion, but we're going to see cities outlaw abortion in Colorado one way or the other.
One of the things I appreciate about what you did, and I know it all was the Lord, he was the one responsible for it, was the idea that individual cities could take ownership over their own communities. And that led to this notion of taking private action, right? Which was different. And that's one of the things I began to be very encouraged and optimistic that the U.S. Supreme Court was going to overturn Roe when they didn't interfere with the Texas heartbeat law, which was patterned after the Sanctuary Cities for the Unborn ordinances, right?
Absolutely. So they shared a common ancestry, of course. The Sanctuary City ordinances paved the way for the Texas Heartbeat Act. Right. We already had an idea of what was going to, the heartbeat bill was going to look like. In fact, when I first met with Senator Hughes, who I saw here earlier today, Senator Hughes asked Jonathan Mitchell in our first meeting, Jonathan, do you think we could do with the Wascom ordinance what we're planning on doing with the Texas heartbeat bill. And I said, well, what are you planning on doing the Texas heartbeat bill? And of course they told me. And so the success of that in many ways, I think the court realized, well, they have already successfully stopped abortion in Lubbock, Texas. They've already successfully stopped abortion from the point of heartbeat in Texas from this Heartbeat Act. And they realized that we didn't need Roe v. Wade to be overturned to stop abortion. Right. And so one way or the other, we were going to stop abortion. And I think they realized that the time was there for them to just go ahead and go
one of
forward.
many, but I think it was had a huge impact on the country, paving the way for the ultimate overturning of Roe versus Wade. Again, my guest here is Mark Lee Dickson from Sanctuary Cities for the Unborn, and you can check out their website at sanctuarycitiesfortheunborn.com. If you want to become a sanctuary city, get a hold of Mark.